What's good? You rocking with your boys are all rights reserved. Coming to you with another one now. I'm gonna talk about the different comedians and I'll have my take on something that each of them have taught us over their comedic genre, whether it was over time or in one of a special. Because I've watched multiple specials of these guys, so we'll talk about it, and then I'll tell you one of my favorites as well. But before we do that, there's talk of 6ix9ine, and yes, I meant 6ix9ine earlier. People thought I said X. Nah, I meant 6ix9ine. There's something troubling to me. Now, this is because he's recently facing a case. Feds are on him, and they're claiming that he made some type of remark saying that he was aiming at Chief Keef and his associates for things that was going on in drama. They didn't repeat the YouTubers I've heard that it started over a girl that was actually linked to Tadoe. Now, the reason I mention that is if he's going down for this, we got to be objective. This was a girl that Tadoe allegedly had beat, allegedly had assaulted in some way, shape, or form. This is also the same timing where we seen Tadoe admit to the fact that he was aiming to, and I'm going to repeat just what he said on his live, that I kill people. That's what he says, quote unquote. So how come that's not being re-mentioned? He said that blatantly on a live. Now let me say something real quick. If you have to pull up a weapon, pull out any type of weapon to do what you said you do to people, and you already know, I may not be able to mention it a certain way, but I presumably have knowledge of any and everyone you could be alluding to that you do this to. I'm the czar, you know I do. But you say something like that. But number one, if you need a weapon to do it. And number two, if you need another guy with you, just one other guy with you to do it, what is there to brag about? Now, I know it's a new generation, but what are you bragging about? You needed a weapon to do it, for one. And for two, you couldn't do it alone. So what are you talking about? That's objective. What are you saying? I don't get what he's hinting to, but now everyone's shooting shots at Tekashi like, oh, he said he put money on his head. This guy said he didn't even allude to anything. You guys are presuming he made it. Academics, I'm real disappointed in you. You're sitting here saying, oh, this is my friend and stuff, but, he still said he got a 30-pack. How many times have we heard questionable things come out of people like Tadoe's mouth? But because the feds are investigating him, now this is when you guys think stuff's being mentioned. If I have to say anything, this is the largest time I've seen YouTubers snitching on a superstar about what they've done instead of looking at everybody. If I look at what he said, who was he arguing with? Why were they arguing? What did his reply to him say? He said, I'm just going to show up on you. You know what I mean? He said, I got a 30-pack on that. That could have meant anything. These guys talk about packs all the time on live feeds. But who was the one that said, I kill people? Who said that? Was that him? I don't think that was him. So here's what I'm going to say. If you guys are going to continue to tell stories the way you are, to say that Tekashi was linked to this in some way, I need to see a story where you re-bring up all the details and you say what everybody said. I have them verbatim listed. And if we look through it, it shows who was really looking to kill in the situation. Yet, they needed someone else to do it. You get what I'm saying? They couldn't do it alone. None of the crimes that I have knowledge of was done alone. Not one of them. Or someone was sent to do it. So who really gets clout out of this? Is this how the new generation thinks that they're hard? Because they do things like this. They send people. And that's not excluding 6ix9ine. How's that hard? If you want to do a crime, go do it yourself. That's what I don't get. Do it yourself. Then come speak to me. Because a lot of you aren't really doing what you say you're doing how a man does it. Let's put it that way. You're not doing crimes as a man. And those are the MCs I respect. Those are the, yeah. And most of them, put it this way, don't need a weapon to do it because they speak a certain way, they carry themselves a certain way. So don't try and sit here and blast 6ix9ine when you're allegedly in contact with him, a friend, as you say you are, when he was facing other guys who've verbally said themselves to have done worse and even admitted that they quote unquote kill people. So what are we talking about? This is what they said out their mouths. So are you really going to sit here and use that as some type of leverage? Oh, there was shots fired. And where's the person linked in between this making a connection saying, yeah, he did this for me? So don't put out there evidence like it's 100% sure. No. And that's why charges are heading towards the censure of being dropped. Come on. Objectivity. Don't say objective if you ain't doing it. You know how I rock. How I rock. All rights reserved.